Hey everyone, this is Ethan, and we are at D-2, so 2 days until we depart for the Great Plains, and I'm in the process of getting all of our gear together for this trip. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to kind of show you what we use for gear and how we capture the storms that we chase. So let me show you everything. The studio is a bit of a disaster at the moment, but this is kind of a quick overview of everything. So we have a lot of things that we bring along with us. Starting over here, this seems pretty standard, but this is my laptop, a pair of headphones, and a couple of hard drives. Note that the WD hard drive here is kind of the primary drive. This is a 5 terabyte drive that I use to transfer everything onto. And then I have a backup SanDisk solid state drive. I don't recommend these SanDisk solid state drives. They are not the most reliable. I haven't had any issues with them, fortunately. I have quite a few of them. They've been gifted to me. So I try to use them as little as possible, and I definitely don't use them for long term storage. I actually have a different long term storage solution. I can actually show you that right now. So this guy over here in my living room next to my router is a network attached storage device, or a NAS. Basically, this thing is its own little mini computer almost that has basically one job, and that is to manage files. So these slots are giant hard drives that go in there. Right now there's only two in here, but the great thing about this setup is that there is um, redundancies. So if one of the hard drives fails, it copies over onto the other. And because it's a network attached storage device, this thing is working on my network, so I can access it from any of my devices, which is awesome. So I highly recommend having a NAS as a data storage solution. As a storm chaser, you're going to have a lot of footage. And also as a content creator too, I have a lot of B-roll and all sorts of different footage and archived project stuff. All of it goes onto this guy, and I never have to worry about losing data. I had a hard drive go bad once, and I invested in this after that hard drive failure, and I've been super happy to have it. Right now, I have a 20 terabyte configuration, so two 20 terabyte hard drives in here. So they're mirroring each other, like I said. So if one fails, the other one has a direct copy of the other. And I'm going to upgrade to put a total of 40 terabytes of redundant storage in this guy here soon. Moving over to all the camera stuff, starting with the drone. This is a DJI Mavic Air 2 and its corresponding radio. And I also use my old phone with it, so I don't have to use my new phone, keeping it free for radar and all that fun stuff. So this is my second season with it, or will be my second season with it, and I've loved it thus far. It's been a great little guy. It handles the wind very well. And the most important thing is that it can be deployed super quickly and starts up really quickly. My old ancient in drone years DJI Phantom 3 Advanced was a much slower booting up machine, and you had to screw on the props and all that fun stuff, so it was really hard to use it in a quick fashion, whereas this guy, it's a different story. So hopefully I'll have more northeast chasing opportunities to utilize this guy, and also in the plains as well. Moving over to, I would say, the main cameras, the one that you probably see the vast majority of the work on is this guy. This is a Canon 90D. This thing has been my main camera for about 4 years now. It's an absolute trooper of a camera. As you can see, it's got a little bit of bow damage from, that was actually from Hurricane Henri back in 2021. The tripod fell over, and it handled it perfectly fine. Even the lens was perfectly fine. This was my first DSLR camera, which was a T5i Canon. This guy is, I still use it for like still photography and stuff like that. The video quality is not the best on it. It shoots 1080p, whereas the 90D does 4K. It has much better color range and low light performance. So this guy I don't use super often, for video at least. Onto the lenses. So this is my long lens. This is just a Canon zoom lens, EF mount, 75 to 30 or 75 to 300 millimeters. This is my newest lens, and honestly my favorite lens. This is a Sigma 18 to 35. Has a speed of f1.8, which is incredible. Really good open iris for low light, and you can get some really good bokeh. This lens is awesome. It doesn't have internal stabilization, which is a problem because the 90D doesn't have internal stabilization. It has a digital stabilization, which works, but it crops in obviously on the sensor, which is annoying. But nonetheless, I still love this lens. This is my main like multi-purpose lens. Good range. This is an 18 to 135, so good dynamic range. This is the kit lens that came with the 90D. It's pretty good. On this guy currently is a variable ND filter, and this is another variable ND filter. So when you're shooting in the sun, and that can go on that guy there. This is the first kit lens that I got with the T5i. This is just a 18 to 55. This guy's nice just for when I'm shooting with the Canon on the dash. Like I have a little custom dash mount, which I'll show you in a second, that this guy works alongside the windshield with. This one's too big to fit with the windshield. And then this is the wide angle. This is another Canon just EF mount, 10 to 18 millimeter, so super wide lens. It's pretty good. I want to upgrade that lens eventually. That's kind of the next one that I really want to upgrade, given the fact that, there's some real vignetting along the edges when you go super wide. Back there is my newest piece of gear. This is a small rig. I believe it's an AD01 tripod. So super big tripod, massive fluid head on it with a nice arm. So hoping to get some much more stable footage. My previous tripods are much more dinky and not great in winds. Had a couple of them almost blow over on me if I weren't standing next to them. So super happy to have that. Super quick release latches, so super easy setup. It is definitely big, but it's pretty lightweight given the fact that it has aluminum construction. Moving down here, this is another new addition, and I'm using it right now actually with my phone because I'm still kind of working out the kinks with these guys, but these are the DJI Mic 2s. These are the brand new DJI mics. So far I've been super happy with them. The audio is pretty good for wireless receivers. I've noticed that they're a little boxy, but I think I'm just so used to hearing the pure narration out of a large diaphragm condenser microphone. It's just something I gotta get used to. These are just extra batteries and stuff. This is the GoPro Hero 10, and this is the GoPro Hero 3. So the Hero 3 that I've had, Hero 3 Black, I've had this guy for a really long time, and it's been a great little camera. This is the guy, anytime you see an internal shot of inside our vehicle, that's this guy rolling. It's just permanently wired in because the batteries that I have for it are toast and I don't feel like getting new ones. This guy is also a newer addition. This one I just started using. This one I've had for about 3 years now. So this will be my 3rd season with it. Pretty good. And yeah, it's a GoPro. You know the deal with GoPros. Like I said, extra batteries for the 90D, the T5i, the GoPro Hero 10. This here is a DJI Rode video mic. I've had this guy for a long time as well. I think that I've had this almost as long as the T5i, and it's been a great little microphone. I like the fact that it's super simple. There's no extra settings that you have to adjust. I like having very simple stuff in the field, and it gets decent enough audio for what I need from like a shotgun mic perspective. And now that we have these mics that are going to be on us, we'll have great video or like audio dialogue between Connor and I in the field, and then this can capture much more of the ambient sound. Kind of the more accessory type stuff. So this is an extra handle for the 90D. As you can see, I have this big cage rig around it, so this will help me get more stable shots. Like I said, the 90D doesn't have internal stabilization. Some of the lenses have their own stabilization, but with that lens back there, the Sigma lens, for example, that one doesn't have stabilization, so this guy needs to be held really still or on a tripod, so that's to help with that. This here is a Kestrel handheld anemometer, which is great for just in the field stuff. It's not really camera related, I guess, but it's part of the kit nonetheless. A bunch of SD cards and stuff over here. This is a intervalometer used for time lapses and stuff, so it sets up the trigger and stuff that you use for your camera. This is a little bendy tripod that I use mainly with the GoPro, and then this here is an iPhone tripod mount thing that with the tripod adapter base plate on it, so I can slot it into those tripods there. this is a tripod head that goes on that other tripod there, but I also use it with my custom made GoPro to tripod head mount. They 3D printed, I modeled it up myself. I took all the dimensions off of a GoPro clip, and now that's what's in my vehicle that mounts this tripod head up to the dash. So I can put my main camera in there with this tripod head. Those are my two older tripods. They're just these Delica, I don't know, these are Amazon specials, to be honest. I've had them forever, though, and they haven't broken on me. One of them's really rattly. There's something loose in there, but the latches still hold. Like I said, they're not the best in high wind, but they get the job done. This is the cable mosh pit bin. I have to figure out a better cable management system, to be honest, but basically every cable that I could have under the sun is in here. And then we just have a bunch of chargers and stuff. I always like having extra outlet adapters, so either a power strip or something along the lines of that, for charging, so because there's never enough outlets in a hotel room. And this is a power inverter that plugs into the cigarette lighter of your vehicle, so you can charge other things on the road if you need to. Great to have. That's the DJI charger, and pretty much everything else, like these are the camera battery chargers, but everything else has a direct cable associated with it, like the GoPro, that's micro USB, this is mini USB, sorry. Yeah, mini USB. And then this one's USB-C, including this now multi-charger. I just got this guy here, so. Finally, we have all of the cases and stuff. So that's the drone, that's for the GoPros. Then I gotta add this AirTag into the case here, just in case if anything nefarious happens to this case, I'll be able to track it. And basically everything kind of gets associated here. I have a lock that goes through this, and then this gets bolted into the vehicle when we're away from the vehicle. Every night we unload the entire car and bring it into the hotel with us, so it's always with us. With thousands of dollars worth of gear, there's no chance I'm letting this thing go unattended for long periods of time. But nonetheless, I still lock it up and secure it to the vehicle so it can't be stolen. So that was a comprehensive gear overview. If you have specific questions about any of this stuff, feel free to throw it in the comments. I might make more specific videos in terms of, logistical side of things that I find super interesting. I love seeing that kind of stuff. So if you have any requests of behind the scenes type things like this, leave it in the comments below. Love to hear it. And like I said, there will be some more behind the scenes stuff on the road here in the coming days once we depart west and get on the road for chasing. Thanks, guys. Subscribe to the Extras channel. And of course, if you're stumbling across this, check out the main June 1st channel. Cheers, guys.